Yeah, you got to. You got to.
Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the building. Team. Good Lord, look at. I'm just looking at what we got on here. Team No Sleep is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday. No, what is it? Thursday. God, dog, I can't get it right. I can't get it right. It's almost
Tuesday,
Turkey Day, is
brother,
what
you
I'm
way
saying. It's
off.
almost. I don't know what's jumping off, brother. Montel Allen, how you living, man?
Man, blessed, man. First of all, our condolences to Coach Bean.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he 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 was murdered. Obviously,
Yeah.
thank God they caught the assailant. And justice has been preserved like that. But man, we just lost. Like I said, I can't get over. We lost a big fixture in the Oakland community that helped a lot of young men with sports.
Coach
A lot of young
Bean.
people. Period.
Yeah, Coach Bean was a real one, and y'all know we talked about that, and hopefully in the interim y'all went and checked out some old episodes of the show. Um, but yeah, gentleman was caught. Gonna be some reparations for that. He's going to jail. He's got
Yeah.
to go to jail. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He confessed to it and everything. So what there's never a good thing out of this, but what I am seeing is that folks are now rallying around us. I've started to see a lot of posts and a lot of stories come up. There was actually a player in the NFL after he scored a touchdown. He did a little
Mm-hmm.
prayer for the coach, right? So Coach Beam, y'all may not know it, but he touched a lot of folks, not just at Laney College, not just at Oakland, not just on Fremont, not just on Hagenberger, but man, that guy had a huge impact. It's unfortunate we had to see something like this before folks recognized it, but I want to see the field renamed. I don't know. There's just got to be something put
Yes.
in place, right? There's got to
No,
be
no, you're right.
something that says
Yes.
this was Coach Beam's house, and we will never forget that.
I mean, I would hope with all the artistic, wonderful talent that's in Oakland, the Oakland area,
Yeah,
that someone would do a mural or someone would do a statue of
yeah,
some sort, something to acknowledge that man's legacy, right? So it can live forever for another 100, another 60 plus years. Why,
yeah,
while his family's on this earth and they can always honor him. I hope that happens, especially with the rich, like we know the rich talent, artistic talent in Oakland. I'm sure somebody's going to do something for the person that committed the crime. Man, I hate that you ruined his life is ruined, his family's life is ruined and in shambles right now. And then you also obviously the Bean family's in shambles. Man, I just hate. There's always backlash
yeah.
and tragedy when tragic things happen like this. And I mean, I'm not an advocate of street justice, but I think things are going to probably, he touched a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that are also behind bars that know Coach Beam or know some other Coach Beam whose life he helped change. And unfortunately, in that world, when you step into that world, those circumstances happen. So,
Carmen gonna get him. Just go ahead and say it. Carmen gonna
yeah,
get
yeah.
get that.
Karma's, you're right. That's
Yeah,
it. Karma's going
right.
to get paid.
Yeah,
The payback's
he
going to
gonna
be
he
bad.
gonna face the I can't even get the word out, but he gonna face the some negativity.
Repercussions.
Man, I can't see what it is. I'm bright yellow, right? And I can't get my words right. The man is in the building who hooked me up with this, so there it is. Yeah, Marvin, I told you I was gonna be wearing it. Represent my Steelers, and this is what we do. We're true to our word. But yes, in all seriousness, Coach Beam, rest in peace, and hopefully some solace to his family. Hopefully there's something erected that actually shows his legacy as well. Uh,
Mhm.
all right. I got a couple of things for us, man. Just we're gonna get into a couple of things, and then I'm gonna cut you loose so you can go do what it is that you got to do. Last week, did we talk about Chris Boyd? We talked about the Jets player that got shot.
But no, we didn't. We did not talk about
Okay,
the
maybe
Jets.
it transpired. I
What did
can't
we?
remember when it actually transpired, but the fact that that incident happened. So yeah, Chris Boyd, player for the New York Jets, out at a club, out with some other teammates. Got approached by some individuals while at that establishment. Words got to be exchanged. Who do you think you are? What are you wearing? I'm paraphrasing, and I will put link to the description to the story here from ABC News. But a lot of back and forth conversations. They went outside. They got to talking again. Shots got to be fired. As we know, Chris got hit. Only good news out of this: two things of good news. No one lost their life. And the other part of the good news is that Chris is now at least now starting to breathe on his own. So that story just came out a couple of hours ago today.
Mhm.
Comes to find out again, now that it's all coming out, it all stemmed from, hey brother, who are you? What you doing here? You at the club? Who do you think you are? You wearing all these fancy clothes? Comes to find out that it started. There was a $185,000 watch that was found at the scene of the shooting. So, multimillionaire, professional athlete, he's gonna come in there. He's not gonna wear clothes from Kohl's. He's not gonna wear clothes from J.C. Penney. He gonna wear some nice, right? I mean, let's be real. He gonna wear 185,000. He's not wearing an Apple Watch. He gonna wear something of a little more stature. $185,000 watch.
But
Regular cats from the street are saying, "What are you doing here? You in our hood? You think you better than us?" Back and forth. Here it is, just a war of words. A lot of testosterone. Now it's starting to come out. This is what stemmed this altercation. Your thoughts on this whole thing?
yeah, man. I mean, typical street. You know how it goes. Guy comes back, coming to the hood. Come to come to party a little bit with his friends and family, doing his thing. You got that jealous cat that's on the side, or that guy that also wants to prove himself. Because he got some money too. Words be exchanged, and then gunfire happens. My whole thing with this is people that are in those successful situations need to stay out of those kind of environments, or need to try to avoid those environments. Period. And this is a lesson learned, life lesson learned. You cannot go back. It's been said a lot of people you can't go back and do the same things you used to do before you got famous and got money, because you're going to endure jealousy, hatred, and all those things. I mean, how many stars have we heard go through the same thing? Paul Pierce was talking about it the other day. He was out in the club chilling, doing his thing, hanging out with the females. The females obviously gravitating to him. There's a jealous cat in the crowd. Paul Pierce got into it. They stabbed him.
Yeah.
He survived. This guy got shot, and it's a tell of all tales that happens over and over and over again. At some point, when are we going to learn that we can't go back to those situations, and we need to avoid those situations? And if you're gonna have a party, have it at your crib where you staying at, or the hotel you at. Invite people over and do your thing there. Don't be at the club.
Don't be at the club. He got shot. It's 2:00 in the morning on a Sunday. Ain't nothing out there in them streets at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right. That's when this incident happened. Get home at 9:00. But I'm not trying to make light of this situation, but again, that's just
man. History repeats itself. This happens over and over again. I know some of us talked to this young man about that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be out in the streets wearing $180,000 watch. Ask what the rapper 2 Chainz. Remember when he went to Oakland and shopping during the day? He got ran down when he was in Oakland.
2 Chainz. I remember
somebody
that.
trying to get him. Yep. So man, you can't when you get successful and get notoriety and you're on TV and people just think you got money. You don't even gotta have it. People gotta think you have money. You're a target at that point. And once you become a target at that point, you have to maneuver like you're a target. I cannot put myself in harm's way. I don't care if my boys is there. Yeah, I'm back home. I'm representing. This is my town. Mm-hmm. All that's out the window now. Because now we're not playing for fake. We're playing for keeps. And when we play for keeps, there's deadly consequences to it. Because everybody wants to prove themselves. And unfortunately, back in our day, it was more of a fist fight. Nowadays, it's gunplay. No one wants to fight no more. It's all about gunplay. I can pull my gun out. I can shoot this dude and be gone. Yeah. So, with that being said, especially prevalent in our culture, and it's isolated to mostly our culture. The hip-hop culture, young culture, African-Americans that are there, it's mostly in our culture because we want to go back to the situation. But you got to think, that's like dangling a piece of steak in front of a bunch of hungry wolves. Bro, I ain't got nothing. My only outlet of the day is to go to the club and hang out, pay my little $10 and hang out. And oh, wow, I see a shiny bag of nickels over there. I can get this dude. Look, he walking around with a $185,000 watch. Man, I can barely eat. I'm barely eating. Yeah. I'm barely surviving. This is a come up.
Real easy to do, right? And so, like Marvin was saying, didn't have any bodyguards. He was just there with some other players. Boom. he in my neighborhood. We can do whatever we knew, ambush him in the bathroom, whatever the case may be, or just get into a altercation of words, and then it escalates. Man, y'all we can't be out there at 2 o'clock in the morning for no reason. And it just just
Nah,
like you
man.
said, you can't roll in the same circles
And we
when
got it.
your circle is different.
And we got to quit saying, "Oh, well, he's young and wants to have fun." Unfortunately, your profession that you're doing at a young age doesn't allow you to be out in the streets like that. It doesn't, and I don't understand why we think we're invincible. Like we really do. These guys think they're invincible. Like nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm in my hood. People are gonna protect me. No,
Nope.
It's not. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in your hood you was hanging out tried to set your ass up.
He knew how. Okay, don't let it come out that Boyd knew the cats that ran up on him. Don't let it be found out that these were some cats that he had some issues with back in the day, or some of his partners know.
I don't think it got to come out. I think you can make that fair assumption. That's a fair assumption. Yo, somebody in the crew you was with knew them cats or knew of them cats.
Man.
Period. Whether they friends or foes, they knew of them. We in the club. If me and you in the club, and I'm like, damn, we both from Sacramento, so we know each other. Oh, I know them. They got a problem with James.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hey man, this might not be a good spot. If I'm your ride or die homie, hey man, this might not be a good spot. Something might pop off, bro. You got too much to lose. We need to get up out of here. That's the conversation. It's that simple to have that conversation with your boy.
It's that easy to have that conversation and roll out. It really is.
Even if your boy's like, man, no, man, we ain't going nowhere. I ain't running from that dog. It ain't about running. You got too much to lose, bro. If you're going to handle that another day, it ain't time to handle it now. Let's just bounce on out. Let's go. Cool. Hollered a few females. Hey, meet us at the hotel. We out. We good. At the club at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not dancing. You're there to hang out and meet a female or a male, whichever you prefer, and do whatever you're going to do. Do that early and get up out of there. Why instead of doing it at 2, get it at 11, let me go ahead and bounce out. Ain't no need to be here. You want to listen to music? Put on your Spotify. You straight. You ain't got to hear no DJ. Put on the Spotify. Matter of fact, if you need it that bad, hire a DJ to come to your hotel room or your little hotel thing and have a party there where you can control the environment, who's coming in, who's coming out.
Yeah, if you got a $185,000 watch, you can do that. You can have your own private show with whoever.
So when are we going to learn you can't do that, and especially in certain places, man? I mean, maybe on the West Coast you can get a little way with it because we understand how you move because of the gang environments. So there might be a different type of security that's going on there that happens out. But as you notice, a lot of these shootings when it happens to these athletes happen down south, Midwest, and back east.
Yeah.
So their perception of how things work and how I've been out clubbing in those areas.
Yeah,
it moves different. It moves different. The D boys are the ones that run the clubs. The D boys are the ones that know everybody. They're the ones that's there. God forbid you have a problem with a D boy, it's gonna pop off. I've been in Mardi Gras party in New Orleans. It's crazy. It's wild. It's wild, wild west out there. So the fact that you have all this money and you flossing and you shining your stuff and you in these clubs, these areas, man, one, you shouldn't be there. And if you are there, you better be prepared to get up out of there as soon as possible. But again, protect the bag. If that's my homeboy, be like, yo, man, we ain't rolling out there, man. It's too thick. It's too thick. It's too crazy.
Just like you said, go in there for a minute, make appearances, buy a couple of drinks.
You probably highlight the party.
Go.
Get your money and be like, we out. I think I read an article on 50 Cent. He said he goes, makes his appearance, stays for the hour, shine, and I'm out. I don't stay for the whole thing. I'm not there till 2 o'clock in the morning because at that point, if I stay till it closes, something's going to happen. Just being instinctive, something's going to happen.
Yeah. You know who's got that maturity too, and you kind of wouldn't think, but Chris Brown.
Yes.
Chris Brown, and it's not a secret, Chris Brown got all kind of affiliation as well, right? He out there, he well known and protected in these streets, but Breezy he'll go into an event, he'll go to a show, he'll do his after party, he'll go to a local club or something, stay there for a little bit, let everybody see him dancing in the VIP, and then he go. and then he go, man. Right? And you would think that someone like him, who's very energetic or who's very out there in the world too would be that smart. He's been through a whole lot. He's done some things that's definitely not right, but he's either learned from it or he's got the right folks around him. And why can't these other cats that are making
I mean,
millions of dollars every single year have the right people around them to tell them, hey, bro, you got to get out of here. We don't need to be here at 2:00 in the morning for what?
yeah, but it's common sense though, man. I'm tired of giving these cats excuses from common sense, things that are just common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, you can't be out here. We know where we come from and where other people come from. When you got a lot of money, you are an automatic target. We talk about it on the show. When they get a lot of money, you automatically become a target. So I know they know you become a target when you got that money, and you're not invincible. Guys get shot all the time, especially from, like I said, from where we come from and the world we come from. You don't do it. It's just like, I think you should treat it like when you go to a foreign country. You know, when you go here and you going over to Dominican Islands,
Yeah.
you're not gonna go everywhere because they think you're American. You got money, you might get jacked.
Not gonna do it.
Why would you not keep the same spider senses tingling when you here in the United States and you're doing these things? You can't go to every club. You can't go to every spot. You can't be involved in those things. Like you said, make your appearance, collect your check for being at the after party, and then, hey, me and my squad, we up out of here. I'm not, I know, hey, man, you think you're too good for us? Nah, man, it ain't that, man, bro. I don't want no problems, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it.
There it is. Don't want no problems. That's it.
And hold on, man. And how stupid is stupid else? Why are you wearing a $185,000 watch to a club? Like, seriously. That's like wearing $1,000 shoes to a club knowing they're going to get stepped on. Like, we got to have better spider sinuses, better awareness around about your surroundings before you do things like that. To me, that's just, you're asking for attention and you garner the wrong attention by doing that. So I think we just need to be more careful, man, as a sports community, hip hop community, especially when you're one of the successors of people that are very successful in their industry. You can't do everything, man. I hate to say it, they say money lets you do everything. You can't do everything. You just can't. That's not part of the game. So, I mean, I wish the brother a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
I hope they catch the assailants that shot him, because nobody deserves to get shot. I think you deserve to have a good time, but man, you got to pick your poison, man. You can't go there. I'd rather die aborting than die of getting shot, because I live a lot longer. So,
his brother said, "I'd rather die of boredom than to die of being shot."
Yeah, man. I don't think it's worth it, man. That brother has so much to get to live in life and do his things, and now he's got shot. And we haven't thought about this. Probably going to jeopardize his career.
Yeah, especially because he's cornerback and he plays special teams a lot, so he can't have any ailment, right? Again, he needs to be 110% better before he hits the field.
And not only just that, I'm just saying, now you got shot. I mean, I don't know what's in this contract clause, but they have some in their contract clauses that if something like this happens, they can terminate your contract or they can cut you at the end of the year. He's going to have an injury now that hopefully he fully recovers. He becomes the same person he was. But I don't think anyone is the same person they were after they got shot. You can't be physically. You can't be. You just got a big ass hole in your body. So with that being said, I hope he gets back to where he was. But this is something that can end his career. I mean, he's barely breathing on his own now. It's been a couple of days. Now we're talking about he's going to get fully recovered to where he was, and make that money. I mean, and the NFL they've already showed they have no nonsense. They can care less about you. You're a commodity.
It's all business.
You're not a human person. You're a commodity. And once that commodity's used up, we cut you and get rid of you. I hope this brother still has his career, but man, I feel bad that one decision going to the club, that one decision getting into the argument, that one decision not leaving early may jeopardize the bag and jeopardize his family, himself, and his future.
I don't know. We'll see. As y'all know, we continue to track these stories. We'll watch this one to see how this goes. We'll see if we can find out who did this. The watch didn't get taken.
Man, where's the uncle at? Where's the uncle? Uncle usually like, hey man, hey, I'm in the corner, man. You can't go there, man. Where the old? I get all the young kids like, let's go to the party. And we got all this testosterone, and we want to go there, and we invincible. But they usually keep one old head out of the crew, right? There's usually one old head that's there. How come the old head didn't be like, man, I don't think this is cool? Old head spider singers senses should have been tingling all the way from the beginning. Like, this might not be the spot to be at. So, my advice to everybody that goes out and has a crew, Get your old head with you so they can peep out the scenery and give you some sound advice. Get that old head with you and be like, hey man, I don't know, this is cool. Look, we got that one. You know, and I'm talking about that old head that been there. He be sipping, but he looking at
Always
everything that's
looking.
going on
Hey,
around.
know
And
where
nothing
all the
excites him.
exits at too. Know where all the
Yeah, yeah,
exits. That's like my
yeah,
job to know where all the exits are
yeah.
at.
And nothing excites him, right? Oh,
Nope.
girls come over, that don't excite him. Somebody bring alcohol, that don't excite him. Nothing excites him. He's just there enjoying
Mm-hmm.
his drink and peeping out the scenery to make sure you get to wherever you got to get safely. So get you an old head, man. You ain't got to necessarily hire security because you got your boys with you sometimes, but definitely get you an old head to run with you. Snoop had his uncle with him. Everybody else has somebody family member. Have an old head with you to let you know what's going on.
You don't hear no problems with Snoop anymore.
Hey, hey, everything that's going on in the club is rinse and repeat. It's already been done. So
already been done.
So somebody can tell you, old head, he's been there, done that. He can tell you what's going on or what the temperature is, so you can get up and get up out of there.
I heard that. So we'll see again. Man breathing on his own, which is good. He's stable, critical but stable condition. We'll see how this works out. Hopefully, this doesn't destroy his career. Maybe hopefully, I mean, if Hamlin can get back on the field after literally dying on the field, right? And I'm not being morbid, but if Hamlin can, but if he can go from that, if Damar Hamlin can go from being dead on the field for a handful of seconds to being back on the field and contributing to the squad, then I know it's different, but I'm going from extremes to extremes. I know, man. It's the bright yellow here that's messing with me.
Yeah, man, we got just our people that are successful, man. We got to treat them better, right? You shouldn't always be a target. You just gotta treat them. Treat them better, man. Congratulate that man on the success instead of hating on him, right? Damn, man, I'm proud of you. You shining. You got $185,000 watch on you. Keep it up, man. Hopefully one day you can get back to the hood when you get yourself in a good place. Like, why are we celebrating instead of always, being in competition and targeting somebody? I think that's a mindset that has to shift within our communities to be able to be in that situation. And I know people are hungry, but doesn't mean you have to take from the next man, especially take away from your brother, man. You should be able to figure out ways to be able to garner the things that you want in life a different way instead of having to take it and definitely shoot somebody, hopefully.
100% agree. 100% agree. Listen, folks, we see you coming in from all over the place. Come on, put your comments in so we can engage with you. We just got a couple of things that we're going to talk about. No other real hard hitting. Those were kind of the two hard hitting stories that we wanted to get in today. I was reaching the bottom of the barrel, brother, to find some stories to talk about this week. There's no more buses in leadership at the Lakers.
Oh yeah, man.
That's an interesting thing.
Huge.
The Suns got fired today. Think about that. The fact that
I thought I read an article.
Go ahead.
I thought I read an article about Jeannie. Jeannie was still going to be running the team for 10 years, but I guess that was not true. The article I read.
She is not. I think she's honestly more of a figurehead as opposed to someone who's actually in control, right? So I think she's the only one of the Buss family that's going to remain to have some type of office in the building. But today, the two Joey and Jesse Buss got walked out the building today.
Yes.
And the Lakers
have been
Jesse too.
part
of that family. Oh, was that right? Man, call him up, brother. I know we probably going through it right now. Then.
Yeah. I ain't gonna ask him right now. Well, but I know him personally. He's a wonderful young man. The Buss family, period, are wonderful people. I guess they're just doing the shift to power how they want things to kind of go. Those kind of decisions and that kind of stuff going on is above my pay band. I don't know what they're talking about behind closed doors. And obviously they felt that they need to move in a different direction. But I feel bad that he lost his job, but I'm not feeling bad. Mama just sold the team for I don't know how much money, $10 billion or something like that.
Yeah,
So
it was come on,
I'm
10
sure
million dollars. The ends are meeting, right?
it is going to be. Yeah, yeah. Financially, they're gonna be fine.
They're
You
gonna
know,
be all right.
your emotions might be hurt, but financially, they are okay in a great position. So, sad to see him go because like I said, he was such a good friend of our families. Always took care of us when we went to Laker games. Made sure that everything was okay. Shout out to Jesse Buss, great dude. I mean, a really, really great guy. But I mean, this just shows that the Laker regime or the new Laker ownership is definitely going to shift into another direction than what's been tradition. Right? They're going to change. They want to win. They want to win. But let's be honest, they just want to win a championship. They
Yeah.
want to make them ends meet because they paid so much for that team. They want to collect them dividends right away. So I guess they felt this was the right move. Bruh, that's it's a whole lot of money moving around in that situation. I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
there's something going on.
So the Buses have been part of the Lakers for 46 years. So 4
Mm-hmm.
decades, from multiple championships to all of the I mean, from the Magics of the world to the LeBrons, to all the folks that were involved with the organization, and then just turning that whole downtown area into something that everybody wants to go to, right? To not just the sports, but
Yep.
also media, entertainment, concerts, and all that stuff. And the Buses were behind all that. I'm quite sure. Um, but then that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, money is one thing, but to have kind of that baby of yours pulled from you, because 46 years, that's even longer than, I'm trying to think. That's longer than any NBA franchise for sure. I'm trying to think of Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. But that, come on, 4 decades. That's a long time for your family to be in the building and making all the decisions. Now to have that pulled from it. Yeah, again, the ends are meeting. They fine from that perspective, but and they're still young, right? Jeannie's still young. The
Yeah.
two sons are still young.
Man,
So
I'm telling you, Las Vegas is getting a franchise, and do not be surprised if they're the leading bidder with LeBron James to own that franchise, and those guys moving to that transition over there. That's too much knowledge. Like you said, 4.5 decades of knowledge, 4.5 decades of business, 4.5 decades of ingenuity and how these things work. Been through buyouts and acquisitions of teams and all that. They've been through all of it. Vegas is the next hot ticket to get a team. It's gonna be. I think Vegas and Seattle are definitely gonna get a team. I'm almost guaranteeing to hear they are gonna have either a minority or majority stake in one of those teams.
they're gonna be the new Maloof, huh?
I just don't think. Like you said, it's been around. Why would you get out of the industry that's paid you so well and done so many good things now? Why would you get out of the industry? We have all the experience. So I'm thinking, hey, listen, LeBron's on his way out. He's already said he wants to own the team.
Yeah.
Vegas seems the ideal spot. Genie's got the money now for sure to get themselves in the situation to get that spot. LeBron and Genie's money definitely got the money to put down the down payment for the Vegas, whatever they're going to be. Why wouldn't you start a new beginning in that situation? Because once that happens, you already know that's going to be the hot ticket. Vegas, like Raiders suck, and they still the hot ticket in Vegas.
That's true.
You mean tell me that a team that LeBron owns is not going to be the hot ticket in Vegas? Man, they're going to move that franchise there. They're going to move all. I don't know how they're going to work it, but they probably will move all in there, hiring them there, and go. And me looking from hindsight, it's a conflict of interest if I have those guys in my organization. If they plan on organizations about to start, why would I have them in my organization? That's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Because you can influence people some type of way to come over when they're free agency. You can influence people in administrative to come over once we start this new team. I get it. I do. If that's the case, I understand if that's the case. If it's not the case, and they just go on the team, man, more power to them. But I'm telling you, they're going to own one of them franchises. I don't think the Buss family is out of basketball at all.
No. I personally, I want Seattle, to be honest. So I understand everything about Vegas, and it makes sense. I'm flying to Vegas myself again tomorrow, so I'm gonna be there in the midst of all that madness. But I want the old Supersonics. They'll call it something else, I know, but
no, they need to be called the Supersonics. They better stay the Supersonics.
So the reason, and it's kind of weird for me to say this, because again, I'm in Sacramento area, and it was close between Seattle and the Kings staying here in Sacramento, and I'm glad that they stayed here. But Seattle deserves.
Hmm.
I think Seattle deserves a team more than
Yes.
Vegas deserves a team. I think Vegas obviously will thrive with
Yes.
one, but Seattle deserves because I mean, they were so close. The deal was
Yeah.
actually agreed upon. If y'all go back and look at the story, look at the history. David Stern initially they agreed on the price of the sale, and then late night or something, David Stern and KJ Kevin Johnson got to talking and say, "Hey man, if y'all come up with some money and some investors, we'll think about it and we'll give you a shot." Kevin Johnson with his hustler mentality, they at the end of the story, Sacramento Kings stayed in Sacramento, but I think Seattle deserves a squad because that's a hungry town for sports. Right, I've been to a lot
Yeah.
of
I
football
agree.
games
I
there. I
think.
know I've been to a handful of uh, baseball games there too. I mean, it's a good town for sports. So yeah, they deserve a team. I'll put that. I'm not going to be able to invest
Yeah.
in them, but
No. I think you're right. I think you're 1% right. Seattle deserve that. They have a tremendous fan base. Um, they were winning when they were there. Obviously, I think that franchise moved to um, Oklahoma. That was that Oklahoma franchise was in Seattle. They moved to Oklahoma, which Oklahoma deserves it as well. But I think if any team's going to come back, I believe to say they should be grandfathered in to have an organization or have a team
mm, yeah,
because they had one before.
yep,
So I think they have the market and the sustainability to be able to have a team. Obviously, Vegas is showing they can do it as well. And there's a few other cities throughout that can actually they should be expanded to. I think the NBA is planning to expand to three more teams. Rightfully so, they deserve it. I just think they got to find the third city. What is the third city going to be? And obviously that's got to be somewhere on the East Coast. It's not
yeah.
going to be on. It's not going to be in the West. So, or actually, it can be on the West Coast, but then that means probably Minnesota and Memphis jumps back over to the East and not in the West anymore, which would be great for basketball. The balance of powers would be great. If New Orleans, Minnesota, and Memphis, two of the three jump to the West, to the East, and then the new franchises in the West, it'll be a great look.
There you go.
So
We over there solving the world problems right now, ladies and gentlemen. Commissioner Allen is over here doing what he needs to do. Chris
uh,
Stone is in the building. Said, yeah, people will travel to Davis to see their team and hang out for the weekend and do all that
mhm.
casino action. I'm staying away from the casino when I
Well,
go there this weekend, but that's a huge draw.
the reason why I say Vegas is going to get a team next is because that will be such an influx into that economy, which is suffering right now because
Yeah.
they're down. If you bring a LeBron James team in, you bring Jeannie Buss and the Buss family in there. They bring the expansion. It'll be one, the excitement, so it starts jobs because they got to build the stadium. Number two, everybody's gonna be pumped up for it to be there, and the fact you stamp LeBron James' names on it, it's gonna be an instant sellout at least for the first couple of years.
Right.
So NBA's not stupid. I can't be the only one that sees that. They're not stupid. They understand that. So why wouldn't I? I'll push for that to happen first, and then Seattle would be right along with it. I would do it at the same time, but Seattle either they're going to be right along with it or right behind it. But definitely, you push the Vegas envelope first because the NBA already knows they're going to get a bunch of kickback. People are going to stay more in hotels. People are
Mm,
going to be buying more food.
mm-hmm.
People are going to be hanging out. NBA All Star Game is going to be there because it's a brand new stadium again. Parties. All the entertainers come there. Now you build a stadium that holds all these different other bits. It makes sense for sports entertainment to have a basketball team in Las Vegas, and I don't see any other better person than to have it than the Buss family and the James family. Go ahead and start that off.
Only thing I'm shaking my head for is that we've talked about stuff that makes sense, and we've talked about even on this show, common sense should be common. It's almost like it's too easy. I just we're not in the room. I would be nice to be in that room to help make those decisions, but it's
Oh,
I don't know. I'm trying to be glass half full instead of half empty kind of person. But okay, we'll see how this all works out.
yeah.
That's good discussion. Good discussion. Hey, MDH is in here. She's saying, yes, she missed a couple of shows, but want to know, did we ever do our research on the Ursay family? Apologize, we did not. You know what, Mel, why don't you come on the show and you can be the resident Indianapolis expert, subject matter expert. and we can have that conversation. I know she's doing some good things. Listen, they winning.
That owner, man, she's
Hey,
bad, bro.
they
The
winning, and that's
Indianapolis
at the end
Colts
of the day.
owner
That's what matters.
she's. I mean, I seen her. They zoomed in on her iPad. Did she walks around with while she's
Yeah.
there? And she is doing the analytics on her iPad, like looking at what's going on. I'm like, damn, you talk about an owner that's involved. She is involved. Like, man, she's a breath of fresh air for football. I'm gonna tell you that from an ownership standpoint. Breath of fresh air. She's on it. I'm glad she's in the room with those other 20, those other guys
Right.
and be able to give her a point of view. But yeah, we need to talk about her a little bit more, man. We need to give her roses and her flowers because she's doing a wonderful job out there in Indianapolis.
Listen, they're 8-2. Where was it they were at? Was it Brazil or somewhere overseas? Right, they were playing right before the game. She went to like a local pub, local restaurant. Everybody in the building. She bought them drinks. And so, I'm here. Thank y'all for coming, representing us, representing the team, representing the league. I'm gonna cover your beers for the night. And then the next day, of course, Indianapolis went out and kicked butt and won the game 8-2. They doing what they need to do.
Man, I'm telling you, man, she's a breath of fresh air for sports ownership because she does things just like that. Jerry Jones ain't going to no local. As much memorability and stuff Dallas sells, Jerry Jones ain't going nowhere. He ain't even. I don't even think he talked to the fans.
Jerry Jones too scary, brother.
But I'm just saying the fact that she's there and she's personable with fans and she understands the dynamic of how fans interact with players and she's involved in the sideline. She's involved in. I don't think she's involved in play calling or any of that stuff, but whatever she's doing, what analytics and things she's looking at on her iPad, because she's constantly looking at her iPad on the sideline. Bro, it's working. It's working to the T.
Well, I saw a excerpt or a clip, and she was saying, and I'm gonna paraphrase: if she's gonna pay a coach and a coaching staff all these millions of dollars, she wants to make sure they're not full of BS. And if she's down there with her earpiece and her iPad, and she's taking notes, she's asking questions. So far, again, you see it 8-2. They doing what they need to do. Shouts out to them Colts.
And you know what comes with 8-2? Playoff money comes with 8-2. More visibility for the team. That means the franchise worth is becoming more visible as they're more on TV and the more they're winning and the more they're selling out games. It's a method to the madness. She's just putting in the legwork to make sure the method is working. So I think it's just ingenious what she's doing. And she's making her presence known.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big thing. That's she's making her presence known. So, I mean, all the women that's going to be owners out there, you need to take some notes from her because she's doing it. I think she's doing it the right way.
Carly Ursay, and get it right. That is Jim's daughter, not his wife. You see that? Yes. Listen, MDH again. She like her own Wikipedia, boy. She know about Indianapolis sports and everything. So yeah, so let's do that, Mel. When you got some time, maybe one week, come on and let's dive a little bit deeper. Maybe we can talk about her impact. Talk a little bit about women's WNBA in your area too, because she's so much of she's over there by the Fever, right? And
boy.
Look, we get excited about the WNBA. We're not excited about who cares? LeBron starting year 23. No,
they upped the proposal was to up the salary, the maximum salary to 1.1 million now for the top players. So that's a good start. I mean, that's a good wave in the right direction. That's a great start. I mean, somebody told me I was making $200,000. Now I'm making 1.1 million. I'm hell yeah, that's a great week. That's a good move right there.
A good day.
So I think the WNBA is moving in the right direction. And I like the commissioner's trying, right? She's trying to do something. Yeah. Before she was just silent and wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Now at least
not even having meetings with the team and everything. See, and that's all that they want though. They don't want, and they've said it, they don't want the NBA money. They just want fair and equitable. Right? They know that they filling out larger arenas for all of their games, not just the Fever games, not just for one or two teams, not just for the Angel Reese rebounds, but it's all the teams that are filling up larger arenas. Give us our fair share is what they're saying, and it just makes sense. I still don't know if I'll say this. I still don't know if the commissioner going to be around for too much long. I think she may have dug her a
No,
hole
I
just a
don't think
little
she'll be
bit.
around. I think she's done too much damage. Yeah, there's a lot of damage control you got to do to keep her around. But I do believe I think their TV contract is coming up, which they tore it up in ratings this past
Yeah,
year. They can't afford to have a strike, so you had to do something. Let's be honest. This is all reactive things
yeah,
that she's doing,
yeah.
but she's doing something.
That's true.
My fear is if they raise the maximum salary to 1.1 million, there's going to be a huge gap disparity on that team, right? So two players may get the 1.1 million, and everybody else is going to get chump change money.
Right.
So they got to be careful. They got to make sure it's balanced somehow, even because those chump change players or the lower end players eventually become superstars. We don't want them to jump to dilute the league where it's only two players per team, and then everybody else is not very very good because they're going overseas to play or they're going to these other leagues to play. So I think the league needs to be very very careful in whatever they're going to, as far as their pay or their overall how much they can pay all the players. It needs to be an even disparity that's comfortable for everybody to get into, so
Yeah.
we can keep the quality of game that they're displaying right now.
It'll be interesting to see as well. So again, since we're talking about the fever right now, it'll be interesting if the players have an option to let that salary spread across the team. Caitlin Clark don't need it. All right. So again, I'm not making any
But
assumptions,
she's gonna get it.
but
Her,
she gonna
her
get it. But
agent's job is to make sure she gets it though.
but so she could say, okay, I know I'm worth it, right? But I'm the face of the league. It's me on the balls. Um, does that money go to a Kelsey Mitchell? Does it go to an Aaliyah Boston? Right? Does it go to Sophie Cunningham? So again,
No.
just since we're talking to the Indiana about the Indiana Fever,
Yeah.
does Caitlin
Yeah.
say no? You know what? I've already got 4 times as much from endorsements.
No. She
I'll
doesn't
take
say
a
no.
okay.
Ask yourself, Jay. Wait. You gonna answer your own question.
I
We
don't even
got a
want to be on screen.
podcast.
I don't even want to be on
Guess what,
screen
James?
right now.
James, since you do all this, we're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you 1 million. We know Montel's only making $100,000, but you're gonna get 1.1 million because you're the face of podcast game. You're doing all this stuff. Do you want to say no and just spread some more love, or do you want to get what you think you paid what you worth?
You're not going
Because
to
your agent's gonna
embarrass
say,
me.
"I'm gonna go get paid what he's worth." I don't care about Montel. I love you.
See, there it is. I didn't do it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened just now,
Yeah,
but
but
again,
right.
hey, I'm not sure because there was some internet latency just now on your end down there in Southern California. Maybe it's the storms. I don't know, but I hear what you're saying. But you're not going to make a fool out of me on our show just because I'm trying to spread the money out.
That's not making a fool out of you. I'm not saying even you personally. You may want to spread the money out, but the agent's job is to money out. The agent's job is to get you your
Truth.
maximum value,
Truth.
which is what they're going to do. So remember, the more you make, the more he makes or she makes as an agent. So
Mhm.
she ain't gonna let you say, "Well, nah, he ain't gonna take the 1.1 million." She ain't gonna take them. She gonna just go ahead and take 700,000 to make everybody happy. Hell no! If it's in the thing, I'm taking the 1.1 million.
Just round it down, round the
deal.
tax down, and I'll just take that. I'll just take a couple of thousand. But see, this is a
Yeah.
conversation that I
So
don't think it may not happen. It may happen, but even Melanie is saying, we don't know. We will see. I just wanted to spur the conversation. It may be completely in right field, but it's going to be interesting to see who the Sabrina Ionescu's, the Caitlin Clark's, I'm trying to think of some of the other bigger names, right? Do they help and want to spread some of the wealth for the team so everyone rises up as opposed to just like you're saying, just have one or two that are making all the cash? We'll see. It's just a piece of a conversation that we'll have. So
well,
I don't want to
I
get you in
mean,
trouble with the
no. But if we're pattern behind a model, if it's a model pattern behind, that's the way the NBA is structured. Everybody in the NBA is not super duper rich. It's only a
yeah
couple of those guys with the mega contracts that are making
yeah
the big money. So let's equate the 1.1 million is the mega contract in WNBA. Only a few people can make that money. Now the rest you got to fit under your salary cap
yeah.
somehow. So now it becomes a structure who gets paid what based on whatever the data says. I'm saying I hope it's not so far skewed that those people that are on the low end or in the mid end say, well, Shyness, I can go make more money over there instead of playing over here. And then we dilute the lead, right? Now it's not as competitive and good. There's always good and bad when it comes to making more money when you come in these kind of situations because only in our world, it's the high performances make the most money or
Right.
hypos.
Right.
In this world, it's the top players are going to make the most money, and then everybody else kind of falls into some type of salary structure, whatever it is, some bands, salary bands. I just don't want the lower end to be so low that they leave. It needs
That's
to
a
be
good point.
somewhere where it's
That's a good point. Now there
yeah.
we go. I think that we can find consensus on that. But see, these are the conversations I can guarantee no one else is having, and I guarantee you them cats over on ESPN aren't having this conversation because it's not a sexy conversation. It's not.
Nah, they don't want to talk about how much money the women are going to make in the
Yeah,
WNBA. That's not. That's
they don't want to talk about. I'm
they rather
sorry.
talk about somebody fighting or somebody getting shot or somebody spitting on somebody, somebody doing these types of
Yeah,
things.
you know, we
And
didn't
keep
talk
that in the
about that. We
headline.
ain't talking about the Jamar Chase thing, right? I mean, that's just bad. It's not necessarily nothing that we want to give oxygen to, but you're right. So there we go. Great story. But I tell you what, I want to get to this last one before we roll out. And it's not necessarily about fighting. It's not necessarily about anything that anyone is doing externally. And I don't know if you even know about this story, but tell me if you have seen this. Michael Porter Jr., good player. Good ball player. But I watched him when he was with Denver. Now he's over in Brooklyn. Michael Porter Jr. is being chastised from his new team, the Brooklyn Nets, saying, "Hey, brother, them off court antics that you got, you need to shut them down. Right? You doing all kind of things off the court when you're not playing, and you're doing all these other podcasts. Right? You're talking negatively, and you're getting into trouble. Left Denver, you done came over to Brooklyn. Lock in. You're a good player. Let's keep it that way so we can keep you on the squad." I'm paraphrasing as well, but I put this to you, and I didn't necessarily share it with you early. But your thoughts on an organization telling an employee that, hey, you can live your life and do your thing. That's all fine. But listen, now you're starting to have a bad look. We done brought you over here. We done gave you this nice contract.
Well,
You were the squad. We trying to win a championship. Some of the stuff that you're doing outside of playing basketball, you need to shut that down. You need to shut that down.
well, I think in his situation, it's blurry. It's blurred lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're representing our team when you go on these podcasts.
Yeah.
No one wants to see Michael Porter, the normal person. They want to see Michael Porter, the NBA player, and what he has to say and things he wants to talk about. And Michael Porter was just working down the street at the local grocery store. Nobody cares about. So you are representing our brand when you go on these podcasts and you go on these other things and talk. And anything that's negative, man, you need to really watch your mouth. And you need to get a publicist to make sure you understand what you're saying so it doesn't bring any negative light. Definitely on you and definitely on the team. Everything else is that's fine. I think he's a young guy trying to build his brand. I understand it. I understand that's what they're all trying to do. They want to build their brand, but there's certain things in place when you build your brand. You got to have it. You have to be able to have set up and ready to go. I believe you should pattern yourself after the ones that have been very successful doing it. Like let's take for instance. I thought Patrick Beverly was on a really, really good trajectory. What he was doing, he's building his brand. He was, he talks a few things negative, but it's about the league, within the league, and things come together. But now he got arrested for beating up his daughter's boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's going to be a negative light with him. But up until that point, he was building his brand the right way. I would think Michael Portis would want to follow that same pattern. Building your brand, using your contacts, using your relationships with people, and giving people what they want in a great framework, and keep it pushing and make and let it organically. You time, but I think it just needs to be fine.
Yeah. This story Michael Porter's under scrutiny for remarks about gender and the WNBA discussions about gambling tied to his brother. So, again, your main thing is the main thing. You can go out there and everyone's got the podcast now, and his squad is telling them, listen, save that for the summertime. All right, save that for the off season because again, we're paying you all these multi-million dollars to be on the internet for anything other than basketball. I feel like that's a summertime thing. Porter said. Even the organization, we just had conversations that they would appreciate if I steered clear of certain topics. It's an at-will employment. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you do. Your audio is breaking up a little bit. Hopefully, we can pick this up as you keep talking, though, brother. Yeah, we're not picking you up, man. Something happened. We lost all of your audio. No, I can read lips, but but no, we definitely can't hear you. Can't hear you right. There was something in the middle of why you were talking a few minutes ago but listen, that's all good. We was gonna wrap up anyway. Man, you're not gonna be able to let you do our standard outro. We'll pick this story up, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick this story up because I think this is gonna continue to resonate, and the fact that Melanie was in the comments, and I want to make sure that we touch on all of the aspects that she was talking about as well. Indiana sports, women in sports, because she really said, she said a statement, oh my guys, you guys are wrong. Women are talking about this all over. Change your algorithm. And we'll take that on the chin, right? Help us to be better. So we'll get that scheduled to where you come on and we have that conversation. Team No Sleep, ladies and gentlemen, November 20th. Go out and do your thing next week, Thursday. Eat everything. Eat everything that's on the plate and go get you another plate. You know what I'm saying? Man, I wish Montel was here because y'all know he's the one that takes us out. But brother, you be good to yourself. And like we always say, or like Mr. Allen always say, let's get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. And we out.
Team No Sleep, we up all night. Montel and James keep the convo tight. Sports and culture where they collide. Tune in, lock in, let's take that ride. To Mike, to King, no snooze allowed. From the court to the block, we speak it loud. Social impact where the game align. Crossovers and causes intertwine. We the voice from the streets to arenas. Breaking down plays from LeBron to Serena. Whistle blow and the world reacts. Sports and the struggle, the cold hard facts. Team No Sleep, we talking real deep. Hip-hop, sports, no counting sheet. Know the field to the booth, we tell the truth. Team No Sleep, we bring